Hello there, right here we have a brand new snapshot. This is for 1.16.3 and it is release candidate 1. So it's not for 1.17, but instead the first candidate release, meaning that they're going to come out with the full release of 1.16.3 very shortly. They want to make sure that any changes that they made in this version are good enough to make it into a full release. Now 1.17 probably won't come out as a snapshot until the day of Minecraft Live or the following week. This is just based on what they did in previous years. And remember, if you haven't already subscribed, go ahead and do that, as we're really close to reaching 160,000 subscribers. And I have hundreds and hundreds of videos about crazy things that you can do in survival Minecraft. Now the first bug that they fixed in this snapshot is to do with piglins, piglin brutes, hoglins, and zoglins, all to do with their pathfinding when they are attacking the player. The problem was that the piglins would run up to where the player was standing when they were trying to calculate where they should attack, and once they got to that block, they wouldn't be able to continue moving towards the player if he left it. So if the player was like standing on this block here, they would run up to that block, but if you had moved from that block, then they would still be standing there kind of confused for a little while. Now you can see they are extremely good at coming after the player. Even if they get kind of close to you and you move, they continue running after you. And actually I've seen this in quite a few speed runs where the piglins were getting really close to attacking the player, but then they would kind of stall. So now everyone definitely has to be more careful at these guys. And this also applies to the piglin brutes, the zoglins, and the hoglins. The nether is definitely going to be quite a bit more dangerous. Of course, you can always work gold to prevent the piglins from attacking you, but the brutes will still attack you, the hoglins will still attack you, and so will the zoglins. Now the next bug that they fixed in this snapshot is one that is quite bad. It's a general item duplication glitch that exists in all 1.16 versions. Had to do with baby piglins and how they're able to pick up any type of item that the player would throw them. So they can pick up any item that the player throws them. And then if you give them a gold ingot, they would observe the gold ingot. And then if you would kill them while they were doing this observing of the gold ingot, and if it was a one-hit kill, it would duplicate the item that they had in their offhand. This was most likely due to the properties that piglins have when they are getting attacked, which is they will instantly stop bartering. So let's give this guy a gold ingot, and if he picks it up, if you would punch him, he's going to instantly remove that gold ingot, and he's not going to give you anything in return. And this is different than if you would let him take his 6 seconds to analyze it, and then he will give you an item in return. This is part of the bartering system. So this instant removal of the gold ingot when they get damaged also applies to the babies. Go ahead and give him a gold ingot. So if you hit him, he will instantly put it into his main hand and stop observing it. Very similar to the adults, but they don't give you anything in return, even if you let them finish observing. And this kind of instant removal of the gold ingot when being attacked, while them also dying, allow them to drop both of them. It is most likely a little piece in the code saying that they should have removed the item in the offhand before putting it back into the main hand. So I'm here in one of the previous 1.16 versions, and let's go ahead and see what's the difference. So let's go ahead and throw this guy a diamond. He goes ahead, picks it up, puts it into his right hand. Then when he gets gold, he's going to pick it up and hold it with his left hand and observe it. And then when you kill him, he's going to instantly try to get rid of that gold. Now, the duplication glitch has been public for almost 3 weeks now. And after talking to a lot of people, I actually learned that the developers that work on paper actually knew about this dupe and they removed it before any of the 1.16 full releases ever came out. And videos were publicly shown about this about 3 weeks ago, and shortly after a bug report was made, and then a bit after that I showcased it in the video covering how the dupe works, why it's problematic to servers, and what are pros and cons of having duplication glitches of any sort in the game of Minecraft. And I also did a follow-up video showcasing a duplication machine that you can actually build using this, as well as a way for servers to prevent this duplication from ever occurring on their worlds. And after talking to hundreds of people that run servers, it's clear that they were happy to know that this duplication glitch was in the game once it was publicly known among the community. That way they could take swift actions in being able to fix it. I've seen some people mistakenly thought I was the first person to know about the dupe and I showcased it first, but that wasn't the case if you watched the entire videos. I'm really thankful for all you guys that went ahead and informed those that were saying that, as it's really easy to debunk these rumors just by checking out the videos. Now let's see how the piglins act before and after the dupe. So we're still here in one of the early 1.16 versions. They got a diamond item, now we'll give them the gold. And they still observe it. And you can see when they do get finished with it, they drop the diamond. This is kind of how the dupe works because they drop the diamond plus you kill them with the diamond on them. Now if we go back to the other version, let's go ahead. He got something in his hand already. And if we give him gold, still picks it up in his left hand and looks at it. And when he gets done, you can see he still drops the item that he picked up. So in both cases, it looks pretty much exactly the same. The only difference is that if you would kill him during this time, the items don't duplicate. Let's see if they will still put on different pieces of armor. And it appears they do. Like some armors they instantly put on without looking at them. When it comes to like a gold piece, anything gold, they like to, check it out first. Give him a gold helmet. Yeah, he's looking at it because it's gold before he puts it on. Now let's compare that to the newer versions. We got a baby over here, and we will drop him elytra. Yep, he instantly puts it on, and when it comes to a gold piece, yep, he still looks at it. So it looks like the behavior is pretty much exactly the same as before. And when it comes to general item dupes, if the game is well-rounded like Minecraft should be, there shouldn't be really any reason to have them in the game. This is something I discussed in more detail in my previous videos going over this dupe. So check out those videos if you want to learn why people might actually enjoy having dupes in the game. And I'd love to hear your guys' opinions over having any type of dupe or even general item dupes in the game, including things like sand duping or TNT dupes. Now those are only 2 bugs that they fixed in this version, despite there being about 8 more bugs that have been fixed, but they just haven't been implemented into this version. And those bugs are kind of problematic, but not as bad as these, and that's why they implement these into this one, and they'll probably add the other ones when 1.17 comes out. They mostly have to do with different lag spikes occurring during different events like opening up cartographer maps, opening up shipwreck with buried treasure maps, entities not rendering which causes lag, comparators doing excess amount of updates, some empty item tags causing crashes, chunk butters not creating light updates, problem with basalt generation, and if you made piglins get mad at something like an item drop, it would crash the game. So since they're not really things that people run across probably every day in Minecraft, they're probably going to wait until the first 1.17 snapshot. Now there was a lot of speculation if Mojang would come out with 1.16.3 since this dupe glitch was in it. And my prediction was that they probably would come out with this version just because in more recent years they've been cracking down on general item dupes. We've seen this pretty prominent in the 14 versions as well as late 15 and even in the 16 versions. I'm personally glad this dupe is fixed because it brings more emphasis onto farms, which I really enjoy designing. It feels like you get more satisfaction when you're able to like design some cool way to collect items. And when you do get those items, you're like so happy that you put the time in building the farm, or in my case, like designing the farm and then building it. I understand people that play like on anarchy servers where they want to more focus on like the bases and PvPing with each other, that they don't really want to take time to collect items. So then they try to find like general item dupes. You just get tons of items and then they just enjoy, fighting each other in their factions or anarchy situations. I think it really comes down to different playing styles of Minecraft. But when it comes to like actual survival, especially single player, there's really no reason to dupe because you can easily give yourself creative if you wanted to. And there is still dupe glitches that occur even in this version in single player, which includes like right when you try to pick up an item, you crash your game by doing like Alt F4, and that would cause the item to be saved on the ground as well as saved in your inventory. So this dupe really only affects multiplayer servers where you can't perform that crashing dupe. Now I actually did perform a crashing dupe on Prototech one time where I was falling and right before I hit the ground I logged off, and then when I logged back in I apparently died and my player dropped all his items on the ground. Plus I was still alive and with my whole inventory already full of my items, so I had to duplicate my items on Prototech unintentionally. I wasn't carrying very much at the time, I think just a couple obsidian blocks and some ender pearls, but it was quite obvious because my armor was also duplicated. Now, I personally don't know how that happened. It might have been some network lag that also attributed to it, but it was a vanilla server. Unlike most servers, which are some modded variation, including Spigot or Paper. And they already have tons and tons of different changes that prevent dupes or actually reintroduce dupes because of these changes. And because this is the release candidate 1, we'll probably see the full release maybe this Wednesday or Friday. And vanilla servers can either update to this version or the full release if they want to avoid this from happening inside of their server. But most servers, like I said, that are Paper or Spigot already had the fix implemented even before Mojang knew about it, or they're pretty quick to fix these type of dupes. As someone who regularly comes across glitches, It can be difficult to showcase some of these without people assuming that the person showing it wants to do harm to others. My videos are more about informing people about different things in Minecraft and letting them choose if they want to use it or not. People that break the rules are still going to do harm with these, but it shouldn't prevent people from showcasing them and bringing attention to these different things, and let the communities decide how they want to handle it. Like some communities like Anarchy might be just fine with it. Technical communities might also accept some of these different glitches or minor exploits. And people in the speedrunning have an any percent category, meaning that you can do anything you need in order to complete the game, which includes using exploits and glitches. Now in the past I have reported some extremely bad exploits, and many of which have been fixed since then, but some haven't officially been fixed and therefore I've never actually talked about them in a video. But they also really don't provide anything good, so there's no real reason for me to show it. But as always, I'd love to hear your guys' opinions on this situation as well as any maybe future situations that may be similar to this and how you think they should be handled by the community as well as Mojang. Tell me all that down in the comments, and as always, be sure to share this video with your favorite Minecrafters as well as leave a like on the video. I'd like to thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye!